Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the fire signs Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you are doing well. If you are here as a cross watcher, welcome. If you're here and you are unsure of what a twin flame connection is, I've included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's full-length explanation of the twin flame dynamic in the description box below. Highly recommend that you watch that. It's a really beautiful reading, and she does such a thorough job. In a nutshell, the twin flame connection involves two people who share the same energetic soul. They're two people who are often connected, if they are connected and are reincarnated in this lifetime, that when they meet, they feel this indescribable pull towards one another and recognize something within each other, within the twin flame dynamic. There's a recognition of soul partnership, soul connection. It can be a very intense connection, and eventually, in many cases, the twin flames trigger one another. They bring about all of the things that each twin has to work on within their own life. There's often a separation period. There's a runner-chaser dynamic, and often those energies can flip. A person can turn into a runner, and the other person can turn into the chaser, vice versa. The purpose of twin flames, spiritually speaking, because they do have a purpose, is to heal their traumas and their triggers and their karma, to spiritually ascend, discover their spiritual gifts, and use those gifts to help humanity, to raise the vibrations of the community and the people around them. It's the sole mission of the twin flames. Your twin is a catalyst for your evolution. They can't go through it with you. They have to go through their own evolution. I am a twin flame. I was in separation from my twin for 7 years. I was in no contact with him for 5 years, and just this year we came into union. So I do these readings to help twins navigate this path, because it is arduous, it is difficult, but it can be tremendously rewarding and enlightening. So I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today, twins. The first one for the base spread will be from the Liminal Spirits Oracle deck, and for the tarot portion of your reading, the Artist Decoded Tarot, which is such a beautiful deck. Just going to turn on another light here so I can see the cards. I think it's about to rain soon. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and their twin flame connection. The first 2 cards I'm going to show you are your energy. Second set is your twins. The third set is the connection. And the fourth set will be advice from Spirit. Feel free to flip the energies between what I designate as yours and what I designate as your twins, because twins often mirror one another. Spirit is calling me to say that you could have been noticing a lot of synchronicities lately, number synchronicities, symbols, sacred symbols, signs, songs. Spirit wants me to tell you that your twin is communicating to you from the 5D through these symbols. Pay attention. So the Spirit just said pay attention. Eight cards out on the table. That's beautiful. 8 cards out on the table. We're going to start with your energy. This is burial ground. Something very sacred. I feel as though this is all symbolic, though. Burial ground represents history, legacy, passed away ancestors. Very intense energy having to do with place and space. It's almost like symbolically you're looking at the things from your past that you believed were over and done with. I feel as though something is coming up to the surface, emotionally speaking, and that you're being made to look at it again so that you can heal it. It's not fully, it hasn't been fully dealt with. You will know what this is. It's the first thing that came to your mind when I started talking about it. It could be a person, could be a memory, a traumatic memory, or, you know, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as the word trauma, but it could simply be a narrative, a story that you were told or that you told yourself about who you are as a person or how you should be living your life or your value system. And it's being brought to the surface. Kind of like a, what do you stand for, twins? What do you stand for? Is that evolving? Is that changing? Are you outgrowing something? An old way of thinking. You're looking at it. You're looking at where this had lain dormant. It's almost like you're walking these hills within your mind in a trance state or a meditative state. It's like it's like my eyes are like a camera and they're looking down at your feet as you make your way through the tall grasses, through the woods, crunching on leaves, walking, to try and clear your mind, clear space for epiphanies. And while you do that, things are coming to the surface. This is further clarified by the 5 of Wands in the reverse. 5 of Wands, fire energy. It's your energy, your element. This particular 5 of Wands is reminiscent of, it looks like, to me, it looks like a scene from Les Miserables, Les Mis, that musical, that book by Victor Hugo. You could resonate with that book, with the name, with the idea of people standing up for rights. Just today, in the very volatile place that I live in, it's volatile right now. People took to the streets today. Well, they're taking to the streets every day, but today especially, to stand up for their rights, for other people's rights. 5 of Wands is traditionally a card of chaos and conflict. where we might be fighting amongst ourselves within a group, or fighting amongst ourselves within the self. And this card came out in reverse for you. It's kind of like, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to go to battle. I don't want to be in opposition. Maybe this is a little bit of surrender energy for you, where the things that are coming up from your past, you're finally allowing yourself to look at them. Maybe they have been buried deep and you didn't want to look at them before, and now you're just saying, okay, I'm gonna walk through these woods, I'm gonna walk this path and see what becomes revelatory. What does this have to do with Spirit? Let me get a more specific card. Can you clarify burial ground? What's being brought to the surface? Two of Swords. Something that confused you. Something that you always, there's a light in the distance across the street, and it's blinking. And earlier today, my twin did something so beautiful and generous and loving for me. I was very overwhelmed, and I was getting ready to film, and of course I took a shower and put on some makeup and stuff, and I was in my bathroom, and a light, I have 4 lights in my bathroom, and one of the lights has been out, and I'm not even kidding you, for like 5 months. And today, for some reason, it started to flicker back on, just like that light across the street, and Spirit's giving that to me. It's almost like light bulb over the head, like ding, 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 we're finally figuring something out. And this all happened today. It's almost as if my twin gave me something very, very generous, that he never really has given me something like this before. And I was very overwhelmed. I had to resist my inclination to return the offer, return the giving, reciprocate, but I had to recognize I have always given, and now it's his turn to give, and we can reciprocate in that way. And I have to learn to accept. I have to learn to receive as the divine feminine. In this moment, I can receive, and I can just be grateful and humbled by it and say thank you, but I don't have to feel the need to just automatically, no, let me give back to you, right? I have to learn a lesson. The twin flame dynamic teaches you, even when you're in union with your twin, you still have those triggers that come up every once in a while, and you have to rein them back in. Look within. Did I in that moment feel like I didn't deserve it? Only for a brief moment. Only for a brief moment. You have to look at it. So there's something here, because that light is blinking, like the light in my bathroom was blinking today. So it's all wrapped up in your reading, right? That it's like this light bulb moment going off over your head, where there is something in your past that confused you. Two of Swords, caught between two ideas, 2 thoughts, 2 perceptions. And you got this card in reverse. It's almost like not being confused about it anymore, having clarity about it, having illumination, that light bulb over the head, illumination about what it was that you had tried to bury a long time ago. And I can understand why you would do that. I can understand why you would do something like that, because sometimes it's just too painful to look at. But I think part of your healing process requires you to lovingly bring it up again for yourself so that you can heal. What did your twin get? Clay. This came out for the water signs. You could be dealing with the water sign. I was talking about the striations the patterns, the patterning of kind of land building on top of land, terra firma, all of the complexity. And I started to talk about the rings of a tree and the bark, kind of creating those rings, and how much we can, and I'm looking at the back of the card here too, just how much we can, when we look at the rings of a tree, we can tell the passage of time. We can also see that in the lay of the land. When we're dealing with something like clay, clay is very multifaceted. It's very useful, and we can use it to build homes. We can use it to create artwork. We can use it to create vessels to contain things. I think your twin is learning to be malleable, flexible, multifaceted. Maybe they weren't like that before. Maybe they never saw themselves as having all of these layers. Maybe they never looked at them. Maybe they thought they were just a simple person. Something about, like, they think that they're a simple person. When in fact, I almost feel like this, you can see all of their layers. It's part of their beauty to you. But it's part of the reason why, all those layers maybe caused some distance. It's like Spirit is giving me the story of the princess and the pea. Did you ever read that story when you were younger? It was like a princess, and she was sleeping on a bed, and she was so uncomfortable. And she couldn't understand why she was uncomfortable. I think this is how it goes. She couldn't understand why she was uncomfortable. And so they would come in and they would put blankets and blankets and blankets on top of her bed until she was sleeping all the way up here. And she was like, nope, I'm still uncomfortable, because there was this one tiny little pea that was underneath all those layers, but she could feel it. There's something to that. Whenever there's like a disturbance, I'm hearing this like Star Wars reference, there's a disturbance in the Force, Luke. Maybe your twin's name is Luke. Oh my God, if your twin's name is Luke, you must please comment, because that would be crazy. But Luke, Lucas, Luca, maybe somebody in your life is named that. But I feel like there's this like slight disturbance, but it like ripples. It's a ripple effect. So there's just like complexity. There's complexity with your twin. Yeah. It's further clarified by the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands can be a card of blocking. It's like I said, it's like they put layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. So for them, you are unearthing something that has been buried, long buried. For them, it's like, can they peel off the layers, unblock themselves from this connection? Because I do feel as though this is a blockage, especially with that one wand going straight across like that. There's fear here, I feel, with your twin. There's fear. I think there's a little bit of fear here too, but you're willing to do the work. I think they're just now recognizing what kind of blockages that they put up. I think they're, would not go so far as to say they're taking responsibility for it. I would not go that far. But I would say that they are recognizing that there are blockages. You got to start somewhere, right? Can I have a clarifier for clay, please, for their twin? Four of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. Waking up. It's so interesting too, because I was talking about like the princess and the pea, and she just wanted to go to sleep, but she couldn't. This is the card of rest, recuperation after heartache and heartbreak. Four of Swords. When the card is in reverse, it's like, let's wake up now. Open your eyes. Twin, open your eyes to what is actually happening here. Do you keep hiding under the covers so that you don't have to see? So that you don't, it's reminding, Spirit is giving me a very specific and kind of funny reference. When I was younger, sometimes like mosquitoes would come into our house, right? And like not small mosquitoes, like really big ones, like really, really gigantic. And when I was younger, my sister and my mom and I all shared a bedroom. And I used to get really freaked out that the mosquito was gonna bite me. So I'd like run under the covers and I'd throw the covers over me and I'd yell for my mom, come get it, there's a mosquito on the wall, kill it, whatever, right? But I'd hide under the covers, and Spirit is showing me that. Is hiding under the covers, metaphorically speaking. Thank you, Spirit. There's a little bit of hiding, but something in them, their spirit guides, your spirit guides, somebody's saying, hello, twin. It's time to wake up now. Pay attention. For the connection, ocean. And I saw 2121 on my timer just now. Ocean. Twin could be, like I said before, they could be a water sign. You could have water sign placements in your chart somewhere. It's a beautiful card, but it does look rather turbulent. It almost looks like a tornado, right, on the surface, or kind of churning, right? This doesn't look, it looks beautiful from a distance, but when you get up close to it, would you want to be a part of all of these waves? If you were not skilled at navigating them, they could carry you away. And that could be what is going on in the connection right now. This sense of overwhelm, an overwhelm of emotions, an overwhelm of feelings, being tossed and turned within them, but not knowing which way is up or down. There's a lot of turbulence. You're working through it, but it's there, it exists. There's still some work to be done. Three of Cups in the reverse to clarify. For me, this represents simply kind of eliminating distraction. Right? Three of Cups in the upright usually talks about celebration energy. Having drinks, partying, being with friends, soul tribe members, being elated about things and celebrating. And in the reverse, it's kind of like, we're not really doing that right now. We're dealing with some turbulent energies, some difficult waters, and we have to sort ourselves out. We have to reserve all of our strength so that we can swim through them. So it's like reserving power. Can I get a clarifier for the connection? This is for the connection. Another Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Four of Pentacles in the upright can talk about like holding on really, really tightly to something, to your twin, to the dynamic, to the memories, holding on really, really tightly. And when the card is in reverse, it's like, okay, we gotta open up the heart chakra a little bit, because usually in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the Four of Pentacles is represented by somebody. The pentacle is covering up their whole heart and their whole chest and their whole stomach area. It's like covering up this. It's almost like a shield. It's not represented that way in this card. It is represented as something, it almost feels like burdensome, because it's like hanging over our heads. Spirit is kind of saying that the connection, there needs to be a little breathing room. We need to like unclench, let go a little bit. We need to learn how to move with the current and go with the flow. The more we try to fight against it, the more power, the more of our reserves and our energy we're going to use up. And there's so much more work to be done. What is the advice from Spirit for the twin flames that I'm speaking to right now? Snake. And it's got the egg here, right? This feels very protective. Sometimes the snake energy surprises people, comes out of nowhere, and we feel caught off guard. But Spirit is saying that what is required right now is like the shedding of old skin. That's what the snake does, right? We are in the year of the snake. At the time that I am recording this reading, you could have been born in the year of the snake. Take it as it resonates. The snake symbolizes shedding and rebirth. There is some shedding that needs to happen for both of you right now. King of Swords, to clarify it, Gemini energy. The card of the twins. King of Swords talks about someone who is an expert in their field, an authority figure, a very learned person. Really, it's almost like Spirit wants to say that, oh, it's starting to rain very hard right now. In the endeavor of shedding old skin, shedding the layers, you're going to come to very profound realizations, and things are going to click into place. Things are going to make sense about how you want to live your life moving forward. And that some of the decisions that you make are not going to just be fueled by emotions, but also intellect, rationality. So to focus on that. That is your reading, twins. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.